video 3, and let's take a look at the double angle formula for the sine of 2x. It's equal to 2 sine of x cosine of x. We'll make that substitution. Then I'm going to factor out the cosine of x, leaving me with 2 sine of x plus 1. And either the cosine of x is equal to 0 or the sine of x is equal to negative 1/2. We know that the cosine, which is the x values, are equal to 0 at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And we know that the sine of x, which is the y value, is equal to negative 1/2 at 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. Oh, we got one more question down there. Same dealio with the cosine of 2x. Again, we have multiple equations that you could plug it into. The one thing that I can't change is the sign there, so I'm going to use the formula that is all in sine. So I'm going to say 1 minus 2 sine squared x plus the sine of x equals 0. And if I multiply the whole world times negative 1, I get 2 sine squared minus the sine of x minus 1 equals 0. Do a little bit of factoring here. I get 2 sine x and sine of x, and I get a minus 1 and a plus 1. And I think that works out. I get negative 2 sine and positive 1 sine. And so either the sine of x is equal to negative 1/2 or the sine of x is equal to 1, moving them to the other side. We know that the sine is equal to negative 1/2 at 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. And we know that the sine is equal to 1 at pi over 2. Alright, so let's use the half angle formula here to find sine of pi over 2 when they give us the tangent of theta being that. So I'm going to start out by drawing my picture. We know that the opposite and the adjacent hypotenuse would follow. And we want to get the sine of half. So the sine of theta divided by 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 1 minus the cosine of theta divided by 2. We know since we're in the first quadrant that we're going to be using the positive here. So I'm going to make that positive. And then I'm going to plug in 1 minus the cosine. Well, if we go back over to our triangle, we know that the cosine is the adjacent over hypotenuse. So I'm going to put in 12 over 13 divided by 2. And so simplifying that, I get square root of 1/13 divided by 2, which is the same as 1/13 times 1 over 2. So I get the square root of 1/26. And if I simplify that down, I get square root of 26 over 26. And we know it's the positive one. Hey, same answer. That's a good sign. All right. Well, hopefully, where was that mistake I made? There it is. There it is. I forgot to divide by 2 right there, so that should have been a 30 in that previous video. And the cosine at 30 is, of course, square root of 3 over 2, which would have made this, where's my eraser? Which would have made this, that crosses off with, oh jeez, I'm still on the eraser. How horrible is this? There's a 2 there, there was a 2 there, I crossed them out. So I get negative square root of 6 over 2, I think is what the answer should have been. Alright. We'll see you on Wednesday for some review stuff. Have a great day.